How's it going, everybody? Timmy D with Pullman Standard, on assignment with Backstage 360. I wasn't even looking at the camera when I said that. It doesn't matter because I'm hanging out with Terry Wollman,
That's right.
producer, guitarist, and I'd like to say there's a bit of acting and songwriting in there.
Yeah,
And so I'm going to let you carry this the rest of the way. Why don't you tell these fine folks how you get your hair to look so good?
That's pure luck. I mean,
me too. Actually, it's a hat. It's pure hat, pure
right?
luck.
Pure hat, and the shirt that's all Melanie.
We were talking about Miami,
Right.
living in your bones. So, how does that affect you mellowing out here, though?
Well, it affects me musically as well. By the way, growing up in Miami, it's not really the equator or the tropics, but it feels like it.
Like today.
Yeah, very much so.
This reminds me of Miami winter.
Right.
This is solid. I don't know why there isn't lights on trees. Continue, sir. I apologize.
So I think just being you're asking about the mellow factor. And by the way, I have a black belt in karate, so there's a balance. But I guess that's because I'm a Libra. So I think to sort of make the mellowness work out. From growing up on the water, I went and studied martial arts.
You studied
which I love.
Self-defense.
Self-defense.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's aggressive.
Well, you learn how to stay away from a fight.
Yes.
But it's also great for us in the music business.
Yes.
To have some self-defense technique.
Exactly.
Because we're under the attack.
If you can't afford,
of our talent,
if you can't afford a 24-hour bodyguard, then yeah, you are exposed a lot of times on tour.
Yeah,
and,
we are.
You're really out in the open when you're trying to carry gear to the back.
Absolutely.
So,
right.
I can see that.
But also the martial arts has expanded into my music as well. There's a different depth of confidence that comes from being
and focus, probably.
Focus, absolutely.
Helps you bring it in, like when you're trying to really find that next step, when you're working on a tune, when you have that focus.
Yeah.
You could definitely take that next step. I'm just speaking as a songwriter myself, so I'm going to stop interviewing myself. Let's get back to you.
But as a songwriter, there are a lot of similarities. So growing up in Miami influenced me musically. I also, I guess I have a relaxed part of who I am that's from growing up. I lived on a boat for 5 years in Miami, so that has to affect you. I mean, just the rocking and being around fish and birds, and it broadens your awareness about nature.
Do you find that once you got off that boat that you kept rocking?
Yeah.
That was a pun.
Yeah. Yes and yes. Clever.
There you go. Sorry
and I
about
still
that.
to this day keep on rocking.
Oh, man.
I walked right into that.
Yeah, well, it's okay. I set it up like a wall anyways for you, just right there. Gosh, there's so much I want to talk to you about because,
you want to ask me about Dick Van Dyke.
That was exactly where I was going.
I can feel you.
Let me segue, sir. Let me segue. I don't know if you heard, but the young lady that was here before was in the traveling musical of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I did not hear that.
You can talk to her about that because
I intend
my
to.
main man here, let's talk about Mr. Dick Van Dyke.
Wow.
Mary Poppins extraordinaire, and also the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yeah.
Just